Welcome back to Sampstra Games, the place to find new strategy games, and welcome to another demo, which is a part of the Steam Game Demo Festival. This one is called Dictator Inc. and it's published by Sampstra Gaming, who also made things like Generals and Rulers, or Evil Democracy 1932, or Evil Bank Manager, which I think they're the most famous for. Now, this is a game where you're gonna be a dictator, and you want to rule the whole world. But the thing is, making an army, it's like you have to convince people to go out there and fight for you, then they have to go and kill someone. It's kind of a hassle. So, because you're smart, you came up with a new thing. You, instead, thought, what, if I'm gonna make my country super, super rich, everybody's gonna want to join it, then I can go like, hey, this unknown country, I can tell you the secrets. All you gotta do is join me. And the country's gonna be like, yay! And all the people in the country are gonna be super happy, like, yes, I wanna join you. And that's exactly what will happen. And you will join them all under your rule, and then you begin. You're gonna start with like small things, just like take away the people's freedom. Say, hey, you can't buy this anymore. Like, I'm just saying, like, this is just my rule. Like, this is just, I'm just trying to help you out. If you buy this, it's not gonna be good for you. And then you become the dictator you always dreamed to be. So we can pick a scenario. We're gonna be doing the European Union. For thousands of years, Europe has been torn apart by wars. But in the new millennium, it turned out that a military invasion was no longer necessary to capture the country. Now it's enough to have a rich and developed country. Then other countries will dream of uniting. Alright, we're gonna be playing as Switzerland. Just because. Each country has a specific bonus. Switzerland has all fines and taxes given 30% less. So essentially you pass these different laws, and each law has like an effect. And what this does is that all the effects, negative effects in the taxes category are going to be lowered. We'll start with 8.6 million population. Our training is going to start level 8, rebels at 8, and GDP at 8. So let's begin. Okay? Now, over here, you can see our budget. We currently have 6 trillion million, who knows? And we get 2 trillion million per week. And this is our trading number, our rebels, and our GDP. So rebels are problematic. If your rebels gets too high, then you get riots and things like that, so that's bad. And then your GDP and your trading affects not actually how much money you make, but actually affects how easier you can convince other people to join you. So the higher those numbers are, the easier you're going to be at convincing, like, for example, one of our neighbors, like Austria, like, hey, you really should join us. And they're gonna be like, well, you are pretty rich and people in your country seem to be pretty happy, and my people also want to be happy, so I guess. And that's how you get them. Alright, so first of all, first thing we gotta do is we gotta decide which one of our neighbors we gotta influence. It has to be a neighbor. So I like to influence the ones that has the least amount of people, because I think it's gonna be the fastest. So we'll go all in on Austria. It could also be like a little bit on everybody, but we're just gonna go all in on Austria. We're just like Austria. We're gonna give you all advantages. We're gonna lobby in. We're just gonna be everything we've got. We're gonna throw at them. Just like, join us. Just please join us. Austria just like they don't really know like what happened. Like, what? Why do you care so much about us? We just do. And now we're going to pass some laws. So we've got laws in the category of taxes, laws, economy, and police. This police, last one, this is mostly about giving you dictatorship. If you get to 100 dictatorships, then you've won. So that's what you want. But it's really expensive to do something. For example, if you were to, let's say, exclude students who have participated in the protests from universities, it would increase our dictatorship, but it would also cost you a lot of... Actually, it's not available, but even if it was available, it would cost you a lot of money. So it's just really expensive, these things. So we'll do it later. But we'll start with taxes. So we've got options. We could do hop license. Introduce a license to sell alcohol stronger than 5 degrees. So this would increase our budget per week by 2, which is very important. We need money. It would lower our trading and GDP a little bit. Or we can do strengthen control, oblige small businesses to install licensed cash register. I'm gonna do that, increase our budget per week by 1.3, lowers our trading, but that's alright. And now we're gonna go back to the time. We're gonna go at the fastest speed because you really need to get the money as quickly as you can, and then we're going to show you the other taxes as we go on. Now the demo is a bit, it has mostly these sort of like laws. Maybe in the full game there'll be like more, presumably there'll be more things you can do, but yeah, the demo is mostly just these laws. So what we've got here is we could do this. Resource fee, increase export duty on minerals and resources, and again increase my budget per week, lower my GDP a little bit. We'll do that. Now the thing about the laws is that they're sort of linked. So if you want to get to the next law, you have to do the previous one, and that's not always cool, because for example, this is a childlessness tax. Childless citizens must pay money to British. Like, what? Come on. But if I want to get any one of these other ones, I actually have to sign this. So I wish it wasn't linked this way. I wish there's like more options, because you have to be sort of, I guess, kind of mean, you know? Like, if I want the other ones, like, if I want to tax on inheritance, I actually have to sign childlessness tax. So we're gonna do it. After that long intro, we're gonna do it. Tobacco excise tax, raise the excise tax on tobacco products, also will do it. Now, we also have to get a start focus on increase our GDP and trading, but first we really need to get the money. You need to have like budget per week like 20 or something to really get things going. Alright, so we could get enter tax on inheritance, absolutely. And we could also do even more tax on alcohol. Sure, we can do that, that's fine. Now we are at 44% of approval in Austria, so Austria is kind of starting to like us. The people are like, you know what, maybe it would be nice if we joined Switzerland, you know? Like they say they're really happy out there, you know? Tax on charities. Oh, this will increase the budget by 3.4, and it'll also increase rebels, but I'm okay with that. I can handle rebels later. I'm fine, it's fine. Don't worry about it. There are things we can do in the economy laws where we can like lower rebels that are kind of okay. Like you would think that they would be like super cool, sorry, but they're actually kind of fine. Now let me actually show you these. In the laws department, we've got a couple things. Lower restriction on the import, which will increase trading, which will allow us to convince Austria to join us a bit easier. Then restriction for cinemas. 2.5 GDP is pretty good though. We'll take it. Here we've got Chrome Lobby, legislation to support chromium production, increases trading, and this is mass contraception. Simplify the import of cheap contraception. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Okay, so let's keep going in time. We gotta get more good laws. And we gotta lower rebels soon. So if you jump to the economy tab, here we've got things like this. Hold a startup competition is lowering our rebels, so let's do that. Why not? Sure. Anything else we can do in the taxes department? Donation tax. Collect a tax in case of a donation of property. Absolutely. We're gonna tax everything. I need my money, okay? 77% on Austria. We're really close to get them. We're gonna get them soon. Very soon. Tax audit. Check the payments of one of the local taxes. Sure, that just gives us money for nothing. And here we could do increased budget allocations from auctions. Also great. Now we're getting to a high enough budget so we could start thinking about doing like things to increase the GDP, lower the rebels and things like that. I'm gonna start thinking about it. What do we've got here? Check with the mayors, plus 4.6 budget. Sure. Nothing in the police department yet. Tighten restrictions for cinemas, we already have that. And in the regular taxes department, nothing we can do. Okay. Now 94%. Notice when this gets to 100%, we can actually allow them to join us. We'll have to pay for that, I believe. Let me show you. Okay, now. So our trading is now 8, 7, and 10, and we can let them join us, which is going to cost us 42. And this is going to change because they had their own settings, and also because we're bigger now. So we have a lot of more rebels, so we got to focus on that. Let's go all in on Czech Republic now. We want to get those guys. Let's take them all. And we're going to need to focus on the rebels like ASAP. So, in the economy, is there anything I can do for rebels? I'll reduce censorship rules for internet portals. This increases GDP, but not rebels. Doesn't decrease rebels. What else? Oh, this. Allocate grants for startup development rebels, minus 5.2 GDP plus 1.3. Definitely want this. So wait till we get like 92 money. And then we're going to sign that. Yes, now. Give me... This is what I... No, this is what I wanted. Yes, investments in the future. This is going to help with our rebels a lot. This is really good for us. And once we get to 200, we could sign the first thing that's going to give us dictatorship. So like one of the things that help us with police. But let's check some of the other taxes we could get. This is interesting. Dirty game. False accusation of not paying taxes. Fixing fines for alleged non-payment. We're not going to go down that road. That's a bit too much. Bail for freedom though. Expand the list of crimes for which a bail may be granted. We'll do that. And we're just going to hope that we expand it to some reasonable crimes and not some crazy crimes. But look, we're trying to be a dictator. This is not a game where you're gonna be nice. Double standards. Create a law with ambiguous meaning and fine for non-compliance. Like, seriously? Come on. How about establish a fund with soft loans for industrial enterprises? Yeah, that increases trading and lowers rebels. So this has no negative effect. That's just great for us either way. Got 102 victory points. We could also check your rating here. And you can see that we are... Populations were not so great. Trading, we are also pretty terrible. Riots, we are nowhere in the list, so that's great. No riots here. And GDP, we're third from the top. We're not half bad. Czech Republic is only 26% though. They don't seem to like us yet. So, if, yeah, like I said, if you can increase trading now, because GDP is pretty high for us, we'll get them to join us faster. So trading is what we want to focus on now. So that should be in either economy or laws. Lowers rebels again. I don't really need that right now. I need... This is plus 1.5 trading, but is there anything that gives us more trading? It's really just this railway boom. Expansion of the railway network. I mean, I guess. Makes sense. Makes sense. Just, you know, just helping out. Our people are, I think, pretty happy that we have stopped increasing the taxes, because that's what we've been doing a lot. So yeah, so I think they're pretty good here. What is this? Lowers rebels, we don't need to worry about those. Let's check some laws then. Increased fire safety. That seems like a good thing. Complicated requirements for entertainment centers. Yeah, but I think it should be fine. Toy license. Reinforce the quality requirements for children toys. Yes, we should do it. Since we have the childlessness tax, so like you have to have children, we want to make sure that the children are safe and happy and everything is good. Because we're kind of forcing our people to have kids, which is like the most ridiculous law ever. It's just so weird. So, is there like age restriction on this at least? Or like the moment you become 18, you have to pay like because you don't have children? Like what? That's so mean. Nationality can be bought for fixed amount. Like, I'm not against that, but I'm trying to increase trading, not really worry about the rest of this. So let's go back to laws. Enhance direct quality control. Right, GDP is just so high. Tighten the requirements for snack production. Let's do this direct quota. Trading plus 2.4, that's what we want. Because our GDP, like I said, way too high to worry about. Law on smuggling. Increase the penalty for smuggling, sure. Also increases trading, fantastic. Cheese quotas. Increasing imports. Reduce restriction on cheese imports. Also, yes please. Yeah, we're gonna take over Czech Republic in no time. In no time whatsoever. I'm really thinking about starting the dictatorship points. Because we got no rebels, like we should utilize that. Like everybody in our country is super happy with the government and they're like, yup, I'm on board, you're a great guy. Like the Chadastan tax is a little weird, but you know, we can all adopt, I guess. Or pretend to adopt or something, I don't know. I wonder if we have like families with like friends where the people who have like more than one child are actually like letting the other friends like adopt that child even though they actually raise the child on their own because it's just like so they don't have to pay the tax. Like is there like a market for like fake adoption to make sure that you don't have to pay this child? It's like this law is worrying me, you know? Like it's probably not the worst law we passed, but that law has a lot of very strange implications that I'm not a fan of. Like that's weird. Search for dirt. To search the apartments of protesters. I don't know. Limit movement between cities of disloyal citizens. Also don't like it. Demonstratively dismiss teachers or openly criticize. This seems to be like the least... Oh. All of these are kind of bad. Limit the game time per day for every citizen about violent games. No! Identify each internet user. Like out of all these options... Okay, increase counterintelligence numbers. We'll do that. Like I don't... Like, you know, like, I don't want to dismiss teachers, like, start searching people's apartments. It's a little too much. Like, I know it's the goal of the game, but also, like, maybe. Still no rebels, though. And they should not be rebels because they're afraid. They're not rebels because they like us. Like, they're afraid the fear is gonna come. Let's get plus 7.4 trading. What is this? Allow the purchase of foreign building materials for the municipality. I'm not sure what the municipality means, sorry. English not my first language, so... how about optimizing the road network? That sounds better. That sounds like a more reasonable thing to do. I don't know what the other thing meant, so I'm like, let's not sign when we don't have a clue. But okay, Czech Republic's almost ready. We're gonna grab you. How is Czech Republic, by the way, doing in this? Not good. This might actually make our numbers worse, but well, we don't care. We want to take over the world, so we need to take everything. I think next we'll try to get Poland. We'll try to surround Germany. Yeah, let's go all in on Poland now. No, actually it increased everything, that's good. But we've got rebels now, so again, we gotta get them down. So, some more police laws. Personal number... No... This cost 400. Troll factor. Hire people who will support your online activities. What? Reward for diligence. Introduce bonuses to the police units that disperse the protesters the most. No, we're not doing that. Total disarmament. Withdraw all existing licenses and prohibit the sale of any weapons in the country. This is like... all of these options are kind of terrible. I guess we'll start with the violent games. And I know it's a bit meta that I stop allowing people to play games when we play a lot of violent games on this show, but like out of all the options, like I'm trying to be a less evil dictator than most. So I'm trying to pick the laws that are not the worst. Oh, look at this, plus 14 trading, that's kind of insane. No, I'm trying to get the rebels down, yeah. Subway renovation, new metro lines lowers rebels, who knew? That's actually a good tip, you know, like you have a lot of rebels in your country, make better subway lines. I have no clue how that is related, but you know, we'll try. Now the thing is, we are red, also Germany's red, but Germany doesn't belong to us, they don't like us. But all of these guys are all with us. Okay, we got a lot of money, so let's do more of these police ones. We gotta start moving. This cost me 400, so we'll wait for that. Could more people to the police to disperse the demonstrators? No. Restrict the granting of loans to disloyal citizens. What? We'll do the personal number next. That's like the least intrusive, but it just keeps getting worse. Like, okay, now we'll just identify you. You know it's gonna get worse very, very soon. Any good economy laws, by the way? Give money to Elon Musk. Just give him the money, his GDP will start to grow. Rebels minus 10? Ooh, I wish I would have done that previously. That is epic. Also, build new motorways. Okay. Clear out local road repairs. Let's do that. That's gonna get our rebels to 0. Now we can start passing some of these worse laws because we don't care about the rebels anymore. Like, I've gotta say, like, I'm surprised. The rebels are really like, they always like, they want to complain, and they're like, wait, but I actually kind of like this law, so I'm just gonna be fine. Or like, every time the rebels go like, I'll build you a new subway, I'm gonna make you a train station, what would you like me to build next? You know, like, let's tax them more. E-market tax, reduce the duty-free value of goods delivered by mail abroad. Sure. Tip tax, employees in the service sector must pay tax on tips. Alright. Sure, let's do that. Gathering of non-resident. What? To cancel tax reduction in case of double taxation. I mean, we could do it. We can place for the rebels. Internet tax. Tax foreign suppliers of electronic goods and services. Sure, let's do that. Alcohol cartel. Establish a state monopoly on alcohol production. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Just because I want to increase the rebels so I can decrease them again. Impose tax on church donations. Yeah, let's go. Garbage collection. Enter the unsorted garbage fee. Yep, we're definitely gonna do this one. You have to sort your garbage. Rem tax. Increases the tax on rare earth metal mining. Okay, now that we've got our rebels up, we can do my favorite activity and get the rebel numbers down again. By building something nice in our country, because that's how we roll. Like I said, we're not a dictator that wants to fight like with violence. We're just like, it's fine. Got rebels. I'm gonna build you something pretty, Mr. Rebel. What is it I wanted to do? What was it? The cool thing for the rebels? Oh yeah, give money to Elon Musk. Let's do it. Hello. See, no more rebels. They're very easy to like pacify. You know, like I'm getting worried about them. Like, man, you should stand by your principles. They're very easy to pay off, these rebels. Okay. Like, for example, just build new motorways and they're fine. Whoa, what is this? Sell part of the state strategic stocks on the black market. Oh, it's on the black... Okay, that's just like a Black Friday, like a discount, but it's actually on the black market. We don't want to do that. Increase fines for traffic violations. Yeah, let's make the roads safer. And again, back to 0 rebels, 40 GDP and trading 39. You know what that means? It's time to be a dictator. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. We gotta pick one of these. I know you don't like them. I don't like them either. This is the goal of the game, so let's pick something that's the least evil. Daylight access with passport only. Okay. Allow citizens to travel abroad only after obtaining a permit. Well, that's worse than what we had before. Ban on loans, maybe. Police states, no. Dismissing cases also. Troll factory or total disarming, no weapons. Introduce bonuses and I guess either, no, you know what, we'll start with the what was it? The network monitoring. Because like, okay, we could either start doing things to our people or we could start monitoring them. So technically the monitoring is the less evil path. Obviously, there's only a limited amount of laws that we can do about monitoring. Eventually we'll monitor everybody and we gotta start being evil. But you know, let's sign one more law. What is this? Oh, this is yeah. You can't really move further than this. I guess we'll do the you can't have any weapons in our country, I guess. Rebels again, like they do not care. Like we build them in motor race, you know, they're quiet. So again, but Poland's going slowly. Considering how high is our trading, gotta increase the GDP, I guess even more to get Poland to come faster. So what gives us good GDP? That's what I want. GDP is all I care about right now. GDP plus 3. Reduce censorship rules for internet portals. Well, we don't need to have that much censorship now that we can watch everything you do. Set up a network of 1 million free Wi-Fi outlets. Again, you have to show your password before you can use them, but okay. Simplification of business rules, sure. And also more freedom. Reduce the number of small business inspections. Alright. Simplified rules of issuing certain licenses and permits. I think the people in our country are super confused because we're like very, you know, like we are very like split personality when it comes to our things. Like first, we don't allow you to use the internet until you show your password, and we're gonna track your number and everything you do on it. But then we also increase the freedom of internet and give internet everywhere. It's like, what? Like, are you evil or are you not? That's what I get you, because you're going to be confused and then you don't know if you should rebel or not, and you're going to stop rebelling, and that's exactly how we get you. But I think this is a good time to end the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, write in the comments, and you can click on the right to watch some other demos that are part of the Steam Game Festival. I'll see you there. Bye bye!